Swami tapped the floor in their puja room, and in front of their eyes, a pot of gold appeared. So we do not pursue anything, any person, any relationship, any goal, if we do not see a certain purpose for that in our own life. In the same manner, we also pursue Swami because we envision some utility or purpose that Swami can play in our life. I know this might sound a little gross, and some of us might want to contest this idea. We all love Swami, right? It's not that we have some use for Swami, and so we all come to the center or we all come from satsang. We all love Swami, don't we? But even in that, we have a certain purpose for Swami, or we see that Swami can be purposeful in a certain manner in our life, and that is why we all pursue Swami. And this could be anything, right? And we all know Swami says that you could categorize the devotees in different ways based on that. There's an arthi, artharthi, jignasu, somebody who comes to Swami for the sake when in trouble, right? An arthi is somebody who's having some kind of a trouble, some kind of a situation in life. They want the support of someone whom they can trust, someone whom they can fall upon, and so they come to Swami. Similarly, there's somebody who wants to just improve their lot, somebody who wants to become richer, it's an artharthi. Or some of us who probably have a certain idea of life being larger than what it appears to life, and we want to have answers to some profound questions that we might have, some intense questions that we might have, and those become jignasas, right? In any what way you might look at it, we all come to Swami, we all turn to Swami because we have a certain utility or purpose for Swami in our life. I wouldn't say there's something wrong with this. I'm not saying that this is not how you should come to Swami. If you ask me, be whatever be the reason, if you turn to Swami, I think it's good. Instead of asking the whole world, instead of asking everybody else, asking Swami, what is wrong in that, right? So whatever, if the situation turns you towards Swami, I think it's a good thing. It's a blessing in disguise. There's this very beautiful story that I read in a book. We have met this devotee. This devotee came to Swami in the early 1940s, one of the earliest devotees to come to Swami, and he was narrating this incident about another couple, not about himself. So this couple were from a town in South India called Kadalur. Some of you are familiar with South India would know. It's a very famous coastal town. It's very close to the town of Pondicherry, right? So this couple came from Kadalur, and they had a lot of debts that they had to settle, and there was no way they had the means to settle all of these debts. I think they were having some problems in their business, and they had no money to settle all of this. So they had debtors who were troubling them, were chasing them. So in all of this, they were just looking for some kind of succor, somebody who could help them out of this. And I think around that time, somebody told them about Swami, and they said, there is this Swami, why don't you go to him? So this couple came to Puttaparthi and they prayed to Swami, they put forth their problems to Swami, and they also invited Swami to the city of Kadalur. So they said, Swami, you should come with us. So they had also, I think, brought a car with them. They drove down to Puttaparthi. That's a big thing in the 1940s to own a car. So they were otherwise wealthy people who probably had fallen into bad ways or bad times. So they came to Swami and they invited Swami. Swami agreed to go with them. So Swami went to their home, and in their house, they performed Pada Puja for Swami. They worshipped Swami's feet in the ritualistic way. And at the end of it, floor in their puja room, right? Just tapped the floor, and in front of their eyes, apparently, this is what is recorded by that couple themselves, a pot of gold appeared, a pot of gold coins, a bronze pot full of gold coins. Imagine if you're in the middle of deep financial trouble, that's probably the best gift that Swami could give you, right? So Swami taps the floor, a bronze pot filled with gold coins appear, and they are extremely grateful. But then Swami plays a game. Swami says, okay, now you have just this is for you. Now let's go back to Puttaparthi, right? So Swami gives them this pot of gold, but immediately makes them lock up their house and return to Puttaparthi with Swami. And imagine this couple, their mind is split between Swami in Puttaparthi and the pot of gold back in their house. So they are in Puttaparthi. Every now and then they come and ask Swami, Swami, can we go back home? Swami says, no, no, stay for some more time, right? So these people are very restless. They want to go back. They want to get that pot of gold, probably settle all their debts. They wait and wait. 2 weeks go by, and there is no sign of Swami giving them the permission to leave. One fine day, the couple decide that they waited enough, and without informing Swami, they return to their hometown. So with a lot of trepidation, they go to their home, they open the door, they rush to the puja room where Swami had left the pot of gold. They open it, and to their delight, they find the pot of gold there. It has not vanished. They greedily rush up to that pot of gold, but the moment they touch it, it vanishes. They come to Swami with a lot of problems. Why did they come to Swami? Because they found, or they felt, or they had the faith, or they had the intuition that this Swami could solve this problem that is pulling them down. So that's the utility they saw for Swami in their life. But blinded by their idea of what Swami was meant to be in their life, this simple common sense, right? This Swami who could give them a pot of gold is definitely much, much more worthwhile or valuable, not worthwhile, much, much more valuable than any number of such pots, isn't it? But because their vision was so narrow, they were so blinded, they found that, this was the utility that we had for Swami and he has served it. Now let's go back, right? That's how messed up the mind can be when your thinking is not clear. And needless to say, they rushed back to Swami, and when they came back to Swami, Swami wouldn't speak to them. I don't know if they ever came back to Swami, or probably they didn't. Because there were many, many devotees in that time who came to Swami for a certain cure, who had a certain problem. Swami solved it, and they went back never to return. It's really surprising. I've come across a couple of people like that. When we are traveling or when we are in a journey, we happen to mention that we come from Puttaparthi, and they immediately say, "Oh, you're from Puttaparthi. I've also come there." And when they narrate their story, it's surprising that they come with a problem, Swami solves the problem, and they leave never to come back again. Because their idea of what Swami's purpose is in their life was limited to that problem that they came to Swami with. There is this very beautiful account of how Professor Kasturi comes to Swami, right? When he first came to Swami, he writes openly in his book, The Loving God, many of you must have read it yourself, that there is this very suitable boy for his daughter that he's interested in getting his daughter married to. But the family is actually pretty affluent. The status of the family is way higher than that of Professor Kasturi at that time. So he was feeling that there's no way that the boy's father would accept an alliance. And in fact, even when he kind of suggested that to the father of that bridegroom, the father said, "Oh, I will find a good boy for your daughter." So kind of he knew that that's out of his league. And then it so happens that Swami comes in the dream of that person. His name is Putti Iyer. Putti means the short one. That's how Swami used to call him. So Swami comes in the dream of this Putti Iyer, and Swami tells him, "You know what? Why are you looking for another boy for Kasturi's daughter? Why don't you give your own boy?" And that's how Swami answers Professor Kasturi's prayer even before he places it before Swami. And Professor Kasturi would narrate about this incident later. He said that he was quite interested. He was not a devotee till then. He said, "Oh, this Baba seems to be quite useful." And that's what he says. This Baba is quite useful and he's worth cultivating. That's the word he uses. This Baba is worth cultivating. And that's where his journey starts, and we know what a what a beautiful soul, what a beautiful devotee he became, what an example he became for all of us. But many of us come to Swami for that. We feel that Swami is useful and Swami is worth cultivating, so to say, right? But whatever be the reason, artha, jignasu, health, wealth, problem, promotion, I don't have children, my children are not well, my children has an ailment, a child has an ailment, whatever be the specifics of the problem that we come to Swami with, if I were to underline the basic problem or the basic reason why we come to Swami, it's because we want to be happy, right? The word in Sanskrit for that is sukha. Sukha is a very, very all-encompassing term. It's not merely happiness, right? Swami would say, when he says happiness, Swami would say that happiness does not mean you all the time keep laughing, ha 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 ha. That's not the kind of happiness that we're talking about. Sukha means to be at peace with yourself, right? When we chant Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, or like how we chant it now, Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu, we are praying for sukha for all the beings. It doesn't mean that everybody should be excited and laughing all the time. It means everybody should be happy and contented in their life, right? It's a term that covers from small or gentle peace of mind, right? You're just peaceful, nothing is going awry in your life, and you're just happy with the way your life is going. From that state to the state of ecstasy or ananda, all of that is covered in the sukha, right? So Swami says that whatever be what we are seeking, finally it comes down to we are seeking for this happiness. And that's why Swami would say this. If you Swami would use this phrase, it's like a definition of man. Swami would say, Manavadu Ananda Pipasi. That's the phrase in Telugu that Swami would use. Manavadu Ananda Pipasi. Man is a being that always thirsts for God, right? So that is what leads us in this life. Whatever we pursue, we are actually pursuing happiness. And this happiness is interesting. We need happiness to live right now. At the same time, we are also looking at happiness as our ultimate goal too.